See me about there.
In Melbourne, these YouTube creators are turning back the clock.
Good to go.
Back to when they regularly made medical videos like this.
The following of incorrect medical advice online is dangerous. As quick and concise.
Dr. Adam Smith is from the UK and met partner Casey David in the Philippines. They moved to Australia but still wanted to do something about the free-for-all of medical advice available online in Casey's homeland. At first, Dr. Smith says, the videos were just fun. Then, things escalated.
I think it is going to be fun. We started debunking stuff as opposed to just providing the health tips. Also, this pixie dust is magnesium citrate lang. It's not a magical dust. It's magnesium. Things which I was looking at as like a medical doctor here. I was like, how is this stuff allowed to exist?
Since the Melbourne-based GP started his Doc Adam YouTube channel 5 years ago, he's gained 2 million subscribers, mostly in the Philippines.
As a medical doctor, I'm definitely not entertaining.
There were supporters, but also pushback, especially when his attention turned to another doctor with videos online, Dr. Farah.
You have hypertension, you have migraines, okay? You have cancer. The best thing for you is garlic.
After criticizing Dr. Farah in videos like this, Dr. Smith is being sued by her in the Supreme Court of Victoria for defamation and misleading conduct. Dr. Farah Augustine Bunch's website explains that she trained as a GP in the Philippines and sells a range of supplements.
For me, the ones that I use for lymphoma is, of course, mega dose vitamin C. Yeah. Always, and this is one of the mainstay of my treatment, and also Boston C, you know.
Any medical doctor will tell you that they would not recommend Boston C for cancer, or chili for a heart attack.
Or guayabano leaf, so an undiagnosed breast lump.
Indeed, Buto, indeed.
Dr. Farah is suing Dr. Smith over a number of videos. In his defense, Doc Adam states Dr. Farah gives wrong, harmful, and dangerous advice to people in the Philippines, and that she makes dangerous and inaccurate medical claims in order to promote herself and her products, and in doing so endangers the lives of Filipinos.
The advice that she has given is a little bit...
Questionable, Doc. Questionable.
Let's say, not in keeping with the standards of what we expect from a medical doctor.
So this is actually one of the best...
Dr. Farah now lives in the U.S. Legal expert Michael Douglas says when he looks at the possible precedent being established here, he doesn't like what he sees.
Level 14.
He's framing himself as someone trying to do the right thing, doing something consistent with his obligations as a doctor. The fact that he's now being sued in Australia for defamation, for putting himself out like that, it doesn't sit right with me.
For the last 2.5 years, the case has dominated Dr. Smith's life. He's now working 7 days a week to keep up with a mountain of legal bills.
$700,000 is how much I've spent so far, and that is all of my money and all of my savings. So it's been emotionally traumatic. Take a seat on the bed.
More than 2 years into pre-trial legal maneuvering, Doc Adam received a settlement offer. Pay $1 and remove the videos criticizing Dr. Farah. He turned it down.
Through going through this lawsuit, I've become aware of an awful lot of people who feel that they've been previously misled by Dr. Farah's advice and the videos and things she was putting online, and I hope that this lawsuit gives those people a voice and allows them to tell their story.
Dr. Farah declined to be interviewed on camera. In her statement of claim, Dr. Farah says Dr. Smith edits her videos out of context, wrongly describing them as medical advice when she is only providing general information. She refutes that this is dangerous. In an affidavit filed with the court, she says, "I have never represented to anyone that Boston C or any of the products promoted by myself or my company DRF can in and of itself cure cancer." And she always states that people should consult with their physician.
I'm making these videos and I'm starting to educate the public.
In her claim, she says that Doc Adam makes his videos to make money from advertising and merchandise. In his defense, Dr. Smith says any damage to Dr. Farah's commercial reputation is in part due to the Philippines government shutdown of her Natural Medical Center in 2018. In her affidavit, Dr. Farah says she has always maintained the closure was illegal and corrupt. The center has not reopened. Dr. Smith's defense also states Dr. Farah's reputation has been damaged by a warning letter from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the listing of supplements such as Boston C and Pixie Dust on the Health Fraud Product Database. In a written response to 730, Dr. Farah says she disagreed with the FDA's position, but chose to remove scientific articles linked to those products from her website. Defamation expert Michael Douglas believes there's a good reason the case landed here.
Australian defamation law is more favourable to plaintiffs than the comparable law of other places in the world. So there's a powerful motivator there for a person with a global reputation to go to an Australian court and say, look, I've got enough of a connection to Australia that I should have some recourse to Australian law.
In her response to 730, Dr. Farah says she is suing Dr. Smith here because he lives in Melbourne and published the material in Victoria. The trial is set for next year. Until it ends, the specter of going to court hangs over Doc Adam.
It just so happens that when you're in Australia and you stand by what you said and stand by your videos, it costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars and all of the stress that comes with a lawsuit. But that is the reality at the moment in Australia with the defamation law the way it is.